sanders, which I use a lot. This is my pneumatic or air sander, which I use with my 80-gallon compressor, which is located downstairs. And when I have a lot of sanding to do, I really like this. This is my Bosch electric sander, which I also like, but I don't have to fire up a large compressor in order to just sand a few things. So I need a place to put both of them. And what I've come up with is a shelf that will be double layered, something like that. And this one will go here, and this one will simply sit on here. And this area underneath serves two purposes. One is that it'll give me a place to fold the cord and tuck it in. And secondly, it gives some rigidity to the shelf so I don't have to build any little braces to help hold it up and keep it from sacking. And it doesn't take up too much room. The sanders have enough heft to them that I don't need to build edges to hold them on. They'll be fine the way they are. I'll put it way up high out of the way, and it won't take up much room on the slat wall. That's pretty cool. The cord tucks right in there. Oh, it looks like a little bit of it came out on this side. That's all right. And it is solid. Well, next up, I think, would be the saws. Now, I have a lot of saws. Most of them are tucked away, and I don't use them all that much. I have scoured the internet and seen a lot of saw holders for mostly cleat walls, but this is, it was the same principle on the slat wall. And I've seen some real nice ones that are saw tills that are tilted like this, and the saws sort of sit in the slot. I've seen some really cool ones where they build a little box with a rolling dowel in it, and it's on a slant. So when you put the saw up in it, the dowel rolls up, and when the dowel comes down, it locks the saw in. So you lift up to take it out, and you slide down to put it in. Looks like a lot of work, takes up a little bit of room, but it's a real cool concept. All of these saws, and I've never known one that isn't, they're made of metal on the blade. So metal and magnets. So I have these little disc magnets about the size of a dime, super strong, very thin, and the rare earth magnets, and super cheap. These with a discount they had on them were like $6 for like, what is it, 30 or 40 of them? I'm not sure. So I'm going to be making a saw till that just utilizes magnets, and I think I can get the most saws for the least amount of space hung up on the wall. And this one, like most of my other hangers up there on the wall, are going to be fairly simple. A backing, some pieces coming out with a magnet glued in to a recessed area inside those pieces that are coming out and separated like this. The saw will slip into them and slap to the magnet, hopefully. So basically there it is. This goes back to the wall. These little blocks in here are spacers, and each one of these is a place to put the saw. And the reason I have such a wide space in between, even though the blades are small, is that the handles are thick. So when I put this in, I don't want them banging against each other. I'm gonna clean them up. I've got to drill to put the magnets in. I've got to glue the magnets in and then put it together. I decided that 2-part 5-minute epoxy might be the best for this. I could use a super glue, but I think this will hold better over time. And since I had a little epoxy left, I decided to glue in a couple of the flat bars that hold the tools on the wall. Well, that turned out pretty nice. And I want to saw, just take it, slide it in where the magnets aren't, and then snap them over. Cool. I like it. The goal here is to make a really cool holder for drill bits and drills. Much more difficult than it needs to be, but kind of neat if I can pull it off. It's going to start with this and a threaded rod. Here I'm using a 4-inch hole saw to make 4 discs. Okay, so for this rotating Lazy Susan drill bit dispenser, I'm going to have a top and a bottom for this rod. And here's an example. It is a flat piece and one here where the slot will be in order to hang it. And then I'm going to put this in to brace it. And underneath that, these discs with holes in them for drills, etc., will be on the rod beneath it. So there'll be one here on the top, and there'll be one of these, I have another one, underneath, top and bottom of the rod, if that makes any sense. Well, you'll see. Cutting the groove for the angled flat bar to slide into the slot on the wall. I need evenly spaced holes for drills, so I'm scribing a 3-inch diameter circle on the disc, and then doing a little math. I'm divining the lines where they should be to drill the holes. You just need to find the circumference of the circle and then divide that by the number of drills you want. And in this case, 8. The outside row of drills will be the smallest ones, and the taller drills will be on a circle on the inside of that. Using each size drill to make a hole to hold it. I might suggest using the next size up to hold the drills to have a little play. Well, that was certainly tedious. I have this really nice set of cobalt drill bits that I got. Well, the small ones, they come a lot in a package. You got to be careful because they break easy. But cutting the soft steel that I do, the cold steel and wood, it's like you can't dull them. Cobalt is really strong stuff. So I'm going to sand this down a little bit, and then we'll mount it. Okay, so I've drawn a circle that's 3 inches in diameter for this, and this is going to be for my Forstner bits. And fortunately, the shank is all the same size, so I need to drill just one size hole for each. So 3-inch diameter circle, you figure out the circumference of the circle, you divide it by 8, and it comes out to about 3 centimeters. So I need to divine this, set this to 3 centimeters, and there. So I'll make a starting point here and make a mark. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 of these, by the way. So here's what we've come up with. We have 8 equal segments, and I need to take this over to the drill press now and drill it. Well, here we are at just about the end of this video. This rotating small parts caddy, I just wanted to do. It could have been done something, you know, more linear like this with holes in it. And that's more standard, and that would have been fine too. I just wanted to try this. Made up of 2 brackets, one at the top, one at the bottom. They have the 45-degree slat flat bar to hold it in. By tightening these bolts at the top and the bottom, it makes an opposing sort of thing so that it's very, very tight and very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. These biscuits rotate, and I have 2 of them on here. I have 2 more, but I ran out of the nuts that go on both sides of them. So when I get those, I'll be able to put more here. I have plans for one of them. One of them is for all of my drill bits, you know, all of the T-drive and the Phillips and so forth. I don't use that many different sizes. I use Jorgensen also, but I do have a few short extensions that I need sometimes, so those will probably go in here also. And I have a pill bottle that I have a whole bunch of different ones and extras, and I grab it sometime when I want to go someplace or go outside. So I'm going to be drilling a hole and trying to make that fit in here too. This 4th biscuit, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just needed to make them all at once because I hate going back and setting things up to try to duplicate something that I had set up from before. So I have 2 extra biscuits here. Definitely one I'm not quite sure of. I have enough for one here and then another one here as long as the things in it aren't too tall. Well, that is what we did today, along with the sawtill and the sander shelf where the 2 sanders went on. This is my ongoing renovation, refurbishment, whatever you want to call it, of this shop after 25 years. And it certainly needed it, and it's fun to go back and redo the ideas and try things differently. I still have a long way to go. I have a lot of sorting to do. I have so much stuff that I have to organize. It's in drawers and buckets and so forth. But I want to thank you for watching, and until the next episode, I hope you have a good day. Bye now.